guys, it's your girl Lakshmi Singh from the Let's Talk with Lakshmi TV show. Guys, I'm really excited to have a few minutes to sit down with a wonderful woman. This is a very sacred moment for the international TV show Let's Talk with Lakshmi. We are here with none other than Monique Greenwood. Many of you guys may know her as the former chief editor of Essence magazine, and for those of you who do not know her, you will get to know her in just a few weeks because she's about to launch her very own show on the OWN network. Now, to be able to work with someone like Oprah Winfrey, this says masses for this wonderful woman. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome on none other than Monique.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Welcome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm so excited. We just came out of the press conference, and we're going to sit down and talk to you just a few minutes about your journey. I'm sure that this journey that you're about to step into is a little bit different from the original journey that you've been going through before Checked In. You know, when I think about having an inn, I think about what type of person you are. You must be a person full of love, full of nurturing, and that would make me think about what your upbringing was. I mean, what was your family like growing up as a child?
You are so perceptive because there are so many people who aspire to own an inn, even in their fantasy and not in reality. It's the #1 envy profession. And that's because you do get to engage with so many incredible people. But you have to be a people person, right? You have to love that. And I grew up in a large family with 5 kids, and my parents stayed married until my mom passed first. And we were very community and civic minded. So we were always involved in the community, in the church, you know. So we're always a part of something bigger than ourselves. And I think that's the reason why I'm able to do the work that I do, because you're bringing people into your home and you're inviting them into your world, and you're trying to make their world a little bit better, if only for 2 days or 2 nights. Nurturing, that's me. I love making sure that someone's taken care of. And I think you have to do that as an innkeeper.
Now, Checked In is going to take place in Pennsylvania, in what was the former Woodworth Mansion.
Yes.
And I read that Grandma said to you that she remembers the days that she couldn't even really go up to the counter at Woodworth. And today, her grandbaby is all up in there.
Exactly. That was exactly what she said to me.
How did that feel to you?
That was so amazing because it speaks to people who persevere. It says that there's always going to be obstacles. There's always going to be short-sighted people, and you just keep doing you, and you keep plugging away. And one day, not only will you sit at their counter, you might own their mansion. And so it was so empowering for my grandmother to say that to me. She was 102 when she passed. And to know that, you know, we were in a world that was so discriminatory that she could not sit at the counter. And I look around very often at the inn, especially when we have groups or retreats and they're all African American. I go, wow, look at this. Can you look at this? My grandmother was wise enough to acknowledge that and understand the power of that.
You know, I think today there are still women that still believe that, you know, there is not equality and it's still a man's world, or it's still the white man's world. And growing up, obviously you were around very empowered women. I would definitely say that. And today when we look on TV, we see people like Oprah Winfrey. We see people like Michelle Obama that has done so much. And you yourself, being the former chief editor of Essence magazine, what were some of the struggles that you had to go through? I mean, you didn't just wake up one day and have this. I'm sure you had to work hard. You went to college, university, you had regular jobs. I mean, how hard did you want this? How much did you want this?
You know, I love making it happen. That's the thing. And when we talk about discrimination or injustice or any of those things that women face, people of color face, you know what? I give that 2 minutes of thought. Okay, that's the reality. Let's keep it moving. So if you dwell in that place of worrying about that situation versus putting your energy on how you move through it regardless of that situation, then you're doing yourself a disservice. So I don't dwell on that. It's like, okay, so we have a problem, right? How do we make this right? So just get on to the next thing. So that's my way of doing it. And there's always going to be obstacles. If you don't have anything in your way, then you're going nowhere. When you're going somewhere big, there's going to be things that will be in your way. And it's a question of, can you get around that?
Monique, you were already successful. You were already living that dream that most women, most people can only dream to live. What was that deciding factor to say, oh, I'm going to leave this to go after this other dream that you didn't know where it was going to go?
It's true.
What was that deciding factor?
Really, the ability to build something of my own that then I could transfer to my daughter. I'm totally about legacy building, and it's ironic that now she wants to be a writer and would probably love working at Essence Magazine, but that wasn't the way to think. The way to think was, what can you pass on to her? And so the business is something that I could create, build, pass on to her, and let her continue to build on. So that was a deciding factor. I also believe that you can't live your life in fear when you have faith. It's impossible. The two can't exist. So if you believe it and you're willing to do the work, you can make it happen. So it wasn't really hard for me to make that transition. I also, had a daddy that would say, what's your plan B if plan A doesn't work? And what's your plan C if plan B doesn't work? So I always have a backup plan. So for me, going into the bed and breakfast industry, if it didn't work, I had a great piece of real estate. Now what can this be? Can this be a headquarters for a national organization? In DC, when I opened there, I thought, well, if this doesn't work here, what can this be? Wow, this is close enough to Howard's campus. I think this could be graduate housing. Okay, so if I have a plan B, a plan C, and a plan D, then I think I can step out and work on plan A, because what do I have to lose? I got plan B, C, and D in my back pocket.
You are so inspiring.
No,
I don't think fear is even in your vocabulary. I have to ask you, what are we going to expect from Checked In? What are we going to see on TV?
So Checked In it's like no other reality show that you've seen out there. We are really allowing people to look into the lives of real couples who are on vacation. Some are there just to kind of relax and recharge. Others are there to repair, perhaps a break in the marriage. Others are there, sometimes single, trying to get this man to finally give up his bachelor status. So, it's going to be on and popping all week long. So, they come for various reasons, and we get to, as viewers, see that. I see this every single day when I check people in. And yes, they come, with their suitcases, but yes, they come with their baggage, and we are there to try to help them unpack that. So we're going to see that. We're also going to see what happens when, you're passionate about what you're trying to do, which is me, and you have a staff of people who get paid, a decent salary, but not a great salary to work there. So how do we get them to buy into your vision, And if you're a perfectionist, which I'm guilty of being, how do I get them to be as passionate, care as much, understand that the guests who have come, this is their one vacation out of the year. They have saved not only their hours at work, but their pennies and their dollars, and they're coming to stay. And so this is nothing to be taken lightly. And when they come, we're going to feed them breakfast, but more importantly, we need to feed their soul and their spirit. And if you don't come to work with that as the agenda for the day, then you shouldn't be here. I mean, we are very intentional about what we're trying to do and what we're trying to deliver to our guests. And so you will see that play out, and that may come off sometimes as being, the hard boss, or what have you. And that's okay. I'll be that too, because at the end of the day, this is the business that I'm building. This is the legacy that I'm leaving. And, staff, they don't like it, they can easily go out and get another job. Me, I can't create another business right now. So this is serious for me. So you will see those dynamics play out. And then you're going to see just what happens in a regular plain old family. with a husband, with a wife, with a daughter, and sometimes we don't even get to see that. We are a family intact, not a perfect family, but perfectly committed and devoted to one another.
That's beautiful. I have to ask you, because everybody who watches reality shows, you always wonder, are they acting? Were they told to do this? The guests, how were they selected to be in the show? I mean, did they decide they were coming to?
That's a really good question.
Or checked in, or
that's what, I'm a journalist, and I always say if they don't ask that question, they're not really a journalist. It's a good question. So for the first season, and I'm putting it out there as if there is to be a second. It will be if you won't watch.
We will.
For the first season, a lot of what we did was to invite guests who had stayed with us before. So I knew enough about their stories that there was a story that people would enjoy hearing and learning, the viewers. And so we said, hey, why don't you guys come back and hang out, and then we could go a little deeper and allow that to be on television. And so they obviously knew that the cameras were rolling, but I was absolutely amazed by how honest and open folks were with the cameras rolling. And really it speaks to the fact that so rarely do people have an opportunity to express themselves and believe that somebody's listening on the other side. So they you asked one question, it turned into, and I loved her from the moment I met her. And all of that just starts coming out. So yeah, that's pretty much how most of the guests came. And then we were still running the business while the show was happening. We didn't close our doors. And so, as long as they consented to be on camera, anything goes. They were being who they were and be like, wow, did you see what just happened with him? And then let's go a little deeper with that. And so it's all very, very authentic.
So not only are you brilliant, you're beautiful, you're a motivator, and it seems like you're a therapist too.
Yeah, kind of in this show and in life, that kind of, I like to see myself as the wise auntie. I am not credentialed to give advice, and there certainly have been situations where I've talked to couples and I realize this is much bigger than me and I don't have the answers. But what I do know is that they may need help. And so that's the answer. Take the time, take the money, take the opportunity to get the professional help you need. Because you're worth it, your marriage is worth it, your kids are counting on it, and that's the kind of thing that I can say to them when I don't have the answers. Because I don't have all the answers, none of us does.
Oh my God, I love you. I would have said, tell the viewers now why they should, check out Checked In. But with everything you just said, I think everybody knows, and I know the show's going to be successful.
Thank you.
And we will be watching.
I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks for checking in.
I will.
Okay.
I do and I will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome to the mansion at Noble Lane.
I'm building an empire on the East Coast. I have 4 bed and breakfast inns. Let me show you around real quick.
This November, be their guest.
We're here to bring the spice back into our relationship. They're doing a romantic weekend getaway.
We need to help her make it special.
When you have 2 kids and 4 businesses, romance is an hour of silence.
We have a group of single women looking to get their sexy back. Hey, chef.
What's up, lady?
He's not on the menu. I just wanted to let you know.
Drama never ends.
Really have to bring our A game.
We are fully booked. We're at capacity.
I'm about to have a heart attack. Why you coming here this hour?
I got this. I promise you.
Unbelievable. I got so much to deal with. I don't need attitude, mouth, or talk back. It's very important to me that Glenn take over the family business. Have you made a decision yet about being here?
It's time to get checked in.
I love setting the table for this experience that our guests will share with us.
It's a great weekend, yes. Checked In, series premiere, Tuesday, November 21st, 10/9 Central.
At Triple Crown Auto Sales, we are driven to be the different, the best, to be your luxury car dealership. Don't be a victim of bad credit or no credit. Let us get you into a luxury car today. Guaranteed credit approval. All income are welcome. Self-employed, cash, Social Security fixed income or disability, W-2 unemployed fixed income. Let us show you the respect you just don't get from other dealers. We know that bad things happen to good people. Everyone deserves to drive in luxury. Visit us at triplecrowncars.com or call us at 516-488-2200.
Libby provides an educational experience to succeed in today's complex and changing business environment.
And supports the immediate efforts of our students while laying the foundation for lifelong learning.
I want to move up to management, so I'm in the hospitality management program.
I'm passionate about the safety of our community, so I'm in the Homeland Security and Security Management program.
We are a military-approved school, and we participate in the Yellow Ribbon program.
Libby provides lifetime job placement assistance.
To learn more about our degrees and certificates, visit our website at libby.edu.
2 months ago, after my mother's hospitalization, the doctors wanted to put her on hospice. And I'm like, they deemed her terminal. And I saw Mr. Thakur, I think the founder, on TV, and he was advertising this Indian community in Kings Harbor. It's a great Indian community where my mother feels at home, and she expresses her happiness to me whenever I come.
I know when I come I feel happy. I stay a couple days and I see everybody, and I'm so happy.
I brought my mother here like a month and a half ago, and I haven't regretted my decision. It's one of the best decisions I've made for my mother. It's a home away from home.